Hello and welcome back or welcome to my channel, Coffee and Stickers. My name is Tammy and today I am sharing an update on my planner stack, what I am using and what I've decided to not use and why. So if you are curious about how I'm organizing my year so far with all of these planners and notebooks, then stay tuned and we'll dive right in. All right, so let's get right into it. This right here is my large-sized Passion Planner. It's a weekly planner. This is the first time I've ever used Passion Planner. I've used it now for a whole month, or just about, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I have videos already on my channel, so I'm not going to go ahead and flip through all of it, but there is stuff in the beginning here that helps you kind of map out where you want your year to go, basically, like your vision board here, a monthly habit practice, which honestly I've not been very good at. I mean, you can see I don't always do this part. But I don't feel any guilt about that. That's something that if I choose to change that, I will. It is what it is currently, and I didn't fill this part out yet. I do intend on it at some point, but it hasn't happened yet. I did go ahead and decorate. This planner for me is very decorative. I love decorating my planner, and I go all out in this particular planner. It is my memory planner. I like to write down different things that happen throughout the day. It might be some mundane, ordinary task, but I'm writing it down to keep so that later on when I pull this book out to see what was 2025 like, I have those memories available to me. I do write some things in here that are for the future. There are times, for example, I had physical therapy on this particular Thursday. I did write that in beforehand, and I did write like this is my husband's doctor's appointment. So I did put that in already. But things like making chili and chicken soup on this day that there was no school. Those are just small memories that I just want to keep. There's going to be a day down the road where the kids aren't home. And I don't really watch to see if there's school or not. So, it's small memories like that. This is the day that President Trump was sworn in. I just wanted to record that. I'll probably pull this out down the road and be like, oh yeah, I remember when that happened. Okay, and this is what I was doing when that happened. This is what my life looked like. So that is really working out well for me. I love this. I love the paper in it. I love the size I have. It's working out very well. I do have a few things here in the back that honestly, I think because it's in the back, I haven't really looked at very much. So I do have to consider, like, what am I going to do back here? Because I do have some pages. But for now, what I'm doing in my weeklies, I love it. I mean, it's so cute. It's so fun. Look at this. It's like I have a little recipe here. Just different things. Filling in spots with extra stickers and using highlighters and whatnot just to dress it up a little bit. I like the way it looks, and this is staying in my lineup. I'm going to continue in this because it's working out. I leave this in a basket near where I sit in the living room, and throughout the day I'll grab it and just jot down a couple things, and I keep whatever color pen I'm using for that week near where I'm sitting. I'm enjoying that. So my Passion Planner, definitely staying for now. I am very happy with it. So that is yes. I did want to mention I do keep my Passion Planner at home. I have not ever taken it out of the house. I keep this here at home with me. It's a large size. I still feel like it's pretty compact. It would be easy to fit this in a book bag. If you are, like, say, a student, for example, I think it could travel with you very easily. I don't have a need for that. And what I'm using this for, I don't have a need for that. So it stays home. All right. This here is something I just added to my lineup, like just a few nights ago, actually. So toward the end of January, I was sitting in my living room just contemplating my YouTube channel, and lately just going through a lot of almost like anxiety, I guess, because thinking a lot of things, having a lot of thoughts on my mind about the channel, just ideas I have and things I want to do. And I am the kind of person that has to write all of these things out in order for me to process them, or I need to talk to somebody. And usually that would be my husband, but he's been working his 12-hour shifts. So I decided I need to have some way of planning content and making sure that I am regularly putting out videos, and which videos I'm putting out and when, a place to put ideas. So I already had this. This is a Happy Planner cover that I've got a few years ago, actually, I think in one of their warehouse sales. And if you pay attention to their website, they go have these like really, really awesome, like 70% off warehouse sales. I jump on those. So that's what I go for. So I've had this in my stash for a long time now. And I think last summer I picked up a notebook. I love this artwork. I thought it was really pretty, and I apologize for the glare. I'll try to keep it up so that there is no glare, but I can't make any promises. It does say focus on today, which I really like that message. I had these red metal discs in my stash, again, for several years because I was into Happy Planner for a while. So I had these and I pulled them out. And this, actually, I put in a 6-month, what do you call it? It's like a filler pack, basically. Extension pack. That's what it is. It's an extension pack. So it's undated, and it looks like this when you get it. Here, let me try to move my coffee. It looks like this, and you can start it whenever you want to start it. That works out well for people like me because I have a tendency to stop with a planner sometimes mid-year. If it's not working, it's not working. Or sometimes I will find something else that I want to try and I'll put down something. So I really do lean towards undated planners because of that reason. It takes away a lot of the guilt. I can put this away, but then if I need to or want to, I can take it back out down the line when I decide it's useful to me. So I picked up this extension pack. I think it was last summer, like I said. And it is in the dashboard layout. It's a large size, if you are familiar with Happy Planner and their sizes and whatnot. But I don't typically use the dashboard planner. However, I felt like, first off, it was already in my stash. So I wanted to shop my stash, what I already had. This worked, and it's very large, so there's a lot of space to write. I did put a few dates in here because I'm intending on starting to use it actually this week. Not very decorative. This is not going to leave the house. I don't really have a reason for it to leave the house. It's going to stay home, but there's plenty of space here. I don't think I'll be very decorative in this. Like this particular spread, I literally just took some Tombow markers and did little doodle hearts up at the top and at the bottom and just highlighted these. Not even that well, but it doesn't matter to me that much. I wrote in the days for January, and then I had stickers, so I put those in for February. But this is just supposed to be a way for me to keep track a little bit so that I can kind of keep some of that anxiety at bay, because sometimes I get very overwhelmed with all of the things, and I thought maybe having something like this to pull out would help. I can always rename these sections if I choose to. Still trying to figure that out and what I'm going to use this over here for, or this page even for. I'm not somebody that's used this before, so there may be some growing pains with this. I'm not sure. I will try to remember to update you on that, though, if you're interested. So just let me know in the comments below if that's something that you're interested in. In the back, I did, this cover actually was from a notebook that the Happy Planner sells, and it had paper that looks pretty like this, which I liked because first off, it does not look good with my red discs, but secondly, I thought this is great for content planning and notes regarding my YouTube channel because I don't have to necessarily decorate this, and it is actually very pretty anyways. So I have it here in the back of my content planner. There is 6 months worth of the dashboard layout in the front, and that is going to be for my YouTube content. I doubt I will really talk much about this on my channel because it's really just to organize it, basically. It's to organize my channel. So, all right, on to the next one. This here is an A6 stalogy that I have in a Moterm cover. I just purchased this cover recently on Mercari. It's in really good shape and I got a great deal on it. I'm a sucker for a good deal. I don't buy things typically at full price, but I love the color of it and I like the size of it. So I went ahead and got it. This is a half-year A6 stalogy. I covered this is a red one, and I covered it up with just a card that I printed at home. I made this on Canva with the mama on it and the little flowers, and just went ahead and stuck it in the cover, which again, I apologize if there's any glare. I don't mean for that to happen. Again, I have not filled this in. There's nothing in here yet. My intention is actually to take this out and about while I'm doing all the things, because I need a place to record things like when I'm going to take my dog to the groomers, or when I have a hair appointment, or if I have a client to go visit, or things like that. Especially if I have a client to visit, because it lets me know what my availability is while I'm seeing my client and how I can rebook them and whatnot. So I am going to give this a good try, but I started it out with a vellum that I printed. Now, I am not great at printing on vellum for some reason, so it did smear and smudge, but whatever, we're going to go with it. And it says, if not now, when? Because I wanted to consider that, and I wanted to back it, so I put this here on the next page just to have something there for it. I did not fill this in. I was tempted to put in a January calendar, and then I decided not to because we're so far into the month that I just went without it. However, I do want to put something on these pages, so that is something I will probably do in the future here pretty soon. And I went ahead and decorated just a few months. So I put in February. Again, it's a Sunday start. If you are familiar with my channel, then you know I do Sunday start calendars because my husband actually works Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So for our family, it is more beneficial for me to have Sunday start calendars. Now, there have been jobs he's had that Monday start calendars were better. So if you do see that change, it may just be that things in our family have changed or whatnot. That is flexible to me, but if I have a choice, I'm going to pick a Sunday start every time just because it just works for our family. And I just had these are Happy Planner stickers from a Be Happy box from several years ago, actually. And I pulled those out to use, and they look great. I loved the way this came together. So I went ahead and did March, with some, these are also very old Happy Planner stickers I just pulled out of my stash. All of this I just pulled out of my stash. And I also did April. These stickers I did on Canva and then printed them out and cut them with my Cricut. I just wanted to go for like a spring theme, as you can see, but I did not do any more than that. There is some, I don't know if you can see or not, but I drew in pencil. My intention is to possibly go further than that, but I was like thinking that I'll leave some space for some months in here, and I have some space, but I wanted to just do the few months because what if there's a change and I didn't want to put all that work into it just for nothing, you know, or if I decide to put this down and come back to it, then I wanted space to be there. I did put another vellum in here at the end of where my monthly section is, and I put a little tab here just to mark that that front part is for my monthly section. This says, being of service to others is what brings true happiness. Just as a little reminder to myself that if I'm feeling depressed, more than likely I'm thinking mostly about myself and not others. And I need to make sure I watch that I am serving other people, because that's honestly where I'm going to find joy and happiness, is if I'm helping other people. So I put another back here just to have something for my little happy rainbow to go on. And then there's a bunch of papers here. The half-year stalogy has, I believe, 192 pages, and it's a light grid if you're not familiar. So this is going to be kind of like a bullet journal type of planner. And I have some space here, so I'm not sure how I'm going to go ahead and use it. But again, this is going to be my on-the-go planner, and we're going to see how that turns out. So again, I will try to remember to post an update on this planner so you know what works, what doesn't, and how it went. Now this here is my B6 stalogy. There's no cover on it currently. And I have shown this on my channel a lot because I was doing Plan With Me's. Is that how you say it? But I was doing some planner videos with this, and this actually worked out very nicely for me. I got in a very big slump when I was pregnant with my now 8-month-old daughter, and was not very creative at all, but this book actually helped pull me out of that slump. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm so very grateful for that. So this was back in July that I started it, and it was just very easy to just start writing in here and decorating it. And that's what I did with this. So I do have some pages left, but I decided what I wanted to do was try the smaller A6 stalogy and see if that is a good planner for on the go. I really wasn't taking this on the go with me out of the house, so I really wanted something else that I could take with me out wherever I went, and this just wasn't something I was doing that with. Not that you couldn't do that, it is not that big really, but I just chose not to for some reason. So I'm going to give that a go with the A6 stalogy. This, for now, I'm going to put aside. I do have some empty spots here. The last day I have in here was January 25th. It was a Saturday, and I did not plan after that. What I may use this for is either a scratch notebook just to fill in this space, or I will pull this back out if I decide I want to get back in a B6 stalogy, since I still have some space left in here. So it's an option I have, but for now I am going to shelf this. All right, so these three here that we discussed previously in one of my planner videos, if you've seen my last planner stack, which I think I posted that in the beginning of December, I want to say. I had talked about this wellness journal here, and it is set up like this, where it's like a guided journal, basically. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I did try, and I'm not going to show you everything I wrote, but my struggle is that I don't come back to it. I actually even I had an alarm on my phone to remind me about this, because to me, this is set up for a morning here and then the evening here. What went well today, thoughts and feels, what I'm thankful for. Well, I suppose you actually don't need to come back. You probably could just do it like once a day, like say in the morning, and then in the morning maybe fill this in for the day before. I just wasn't doing that. So I am also going to shelf this particular wellness journal. Not yet sure what I'm going to do with it. I may or may not take it back out. I'm gonna think about it. This I'm not using, so I'm just going to go ahead and shelf it for now. This planner here, I need to actually get back into this. This I am not going to shelf. I'm going to put this back in my basket next to my passion planner where I sit in the living room, because this actually is where I write scriptures. And I will write sometimes song lyrics in here or prayers. And I started the year thinking I'm going to go for it, and I even decorated, which I wasn't even decorating this before. I really wasn't. But then I start decorating it and I just dropped it. And I need to get back into this because I actually really like to start my day in scripture. And even if it's just something small, like one little scripture that I write down, it's still something. And it does still count for something. So this, I'm not going to shelf this. I'm going to put this back in my basket with my other things and give this another go. I can't give up hope yet. This is a creative journal. I also have some videos talking about this particular journal, but I haven't been writing very much in it lately. I even have it set up for like December. See that? And it's not filled in. I did write in December a little bit, and I've written in January a little bit, but I am not going to this as often as I was like in October. I was going in it mostly every day. I think it's because I'm pretty satisfied with the Passion Planner and just writing a little bit every day in there. I do, however, want to keep this around to jot down, like if I have a lot on my mind to process, then I'll probably reach for something with more paper. Like this is more for like a longer entry. So I won't put those kind of things in my Passion Planner. This is perfect for that. I think I did a brain dump in here recently, but I will probably just shelf it for now and have it where I can grab it if I decide, hey, I need to get that old journal back out again. So this poor journal, I've had it for so long and I know it just wants to be filled. Why can't I fill it? Anyways, I'm not going to fight it because then I won't enjoy it. So I'm going to use it when I need to use it. And now I come to these two, which I have never shown on my channel. You may have seen some pictures of this particular one on my Instagram, and I do think I posted something on my YouTube in the community tab, but I didn't talk about it. So let me go ahead and briefly explain what these two are. And hopefully you don't think I'm just completely crazy because I have all of these notebooks, but I'm going for it anyways, whether you do think I'm crazy or not. But this is from Typhosi. It is a small A6 journal. It is dot grid. and it has the gilded edges on it. It has 160 GSM paper, so it is very thick paper. This I got because in the beginning of 2025, I decided I wanted to do a 75 soft. If you're not familiar with what a 75 soft is, you can certainly Google it if you choose to, but basically you take 75 days where you commit to a healthy diet, drinking 3 liters of water, reading 10 pages a day in any book, and you exercise 45 minutes a day. I believe with the 75 soft, you can kind of tweak the rules however you choose to, because I've seen different things online, so you can make it work for you. There is another one that this is based off of called 75 hard, which is much more intense. You actually have to work out twice a day, both 45 minutes each, and one time has to be outside. It has to be 10 pages of reading a nonfiction book. You have to, I believe, drink a gallon of water. It's much more intense with the 75 hard. If you want more information on 75 soft or 75 hard, I strongly suggest that you do a Google search on that or search it on YouTube because there's a lot of videos on that. But I wanted to journal that, and I got this. I stuck a little sticker here called, it says create healthy habits, and I decided to start bullet journaling basically. This says 2025 75 soft challenge, and I have in pencil here start date, end date to remind me that when I decide to start it, and like I wanted to record my start and end dates basically. The rules I wrote down are read 10 pages of any book, drink 100 ounces of water, which is roughly about 3 liters, 6 days a week, 45 minutes workout, and eat a healthy diet. And I put a take care of your body sticker here. And I left room here in case I wanted to tweak anything, or if I want, I can put a motivational quote there. And then I put some affirmations and some scriptures in here just to motivate me a little bit more. Things like, my body craves nourishing foods. I look and feel great. I love my body. Every day I am improving my health. Things that I would like to think on the regular, like these are things we should be thinking about ourselves. I love my body. Think about how awesome your body really is. These are things we should be thinking about ourselves. I love exercising. The more you tell yourself that you hate it, the more you're going to hate it. So don't do that. Don't do that. There's got to be some kind of movement that you like. Anyhow, and I also found some scriptures to help encourage me and to tie this in with my spiritual walk, basically. My why, I wanted a reason of why I wanted to do this. And let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so to lose weight, to get into reading. I am somebody who does not often read, actually, but I'm trying to get better about that. To learn new healthy foods, which I've already done in January. To increase my stamina. To teach the girls, my daughters, how to be healthy so I can age well. To feel better in my body. To learn how to really be hydrated. To start healthier habits and grow stronger. Lots of water does equal hydrated, beautiful skin. To sleep better and to prove myself I have grit. I wanted to prove that to myself. So I put in my why. Before and after, I just want to measure myself and just kind of record that. Within 75 days, it'd be interesting to see the changes, if there are any. Yummy foods to include. My intention here is to just write down some things to remind myself I like to eat, because I actually really do like to eat very healthy food. But sometimes we forget that when we have, say, Oreos staring at us or a bag of chips in the cupboard. So just things like that. Which a tip about the chips, at least that works for me, is, because I'm a chip girl, I love my chips, I put salted almonds in the place of potato chips, and that does it for me. I only need like a handful of them. Like, that's it. And it really does the job, but it also reminds me, it's a physical reminder, like, hey, no, we're not doing that anymore. Anyways, I digress. Fun workouts to try, because I do want to record different things I like. So if I see something, say on YouTube, that I do, I'm going to write that down. That way I can also remember it, but I can request it to other people, let other people know about it. And then here is where I was going to start dailies. So I could put like day 1 and then how it went and what I've done. And I was going to record that. And then throughout the book, I have spots where I'm going to put different motivational quotes just to keep me going. And nothing special or fancy. This just is, I think there was another one in here. Perhaps not, but you guys get the point. So there it is. One day you'll thank yourself for not giving up. So I have that. And I like that it's small, because I may actually take this out and about as well, especially if the weather does change and get nice. I kind of started in the beginning of the year, but I haven't completely committed. So I thought maybe having something like this would keep me a little bit more accountable. And I like this more than this. This is something that's pre-printed. This, I'm creating this as a bullet journal myself, so it's very personal to me. I like that. So let's see how that works out. Now this is an Archer&Olive TN-sized bullet journal. And what I've done in here, okay, so I started watching, I believe her name is Tay Creative, I want to say. I am going to leave a link for you so you can watch it if you have not already seen it, but she talks about how to bullet journal and like where to put different pictures and whatnot, and she has inspired me so much. So I wanted to just get a bullet journal out. I had this on my shelf, so I pulled this out and started. I simply wrote in my name here, but I took this first page and cut it into a pocket right here. This is kind of just a ruler of sorts for me. It really doesn't look like much of anything, honestly, but it is a bit functional for me. I'm going with kind of a vintage theme or vibe here, as you can tell. And once again, I printed these off of Canva, and my Cricut cut them. So here's my future log. I did a couple pages of that, and I had extra space, so I figured we'll do the Alistair method for 2026 right here. If I go that far in there, we'll see. The space was there, so I went ahead and used it. I did consider the fact that I might like to keep some content here, so I labeled it with 2025 content ideas for quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is so I can record different gifts for family members as the year goes on, because sometimes you see something and you want to remind yourself, so you want to write that down. Or if somebody asks you what do they want for their birthday, for example, then you have a list of things you can pull from. I hope this is kind of self-explanatory, but basically it's just a small spot to record different movies that I watch, TV shows, books that I read, and places that I visit. And then here is my February spread. I did not start this for January because I was just kind of learning about this. I want to say learning about it, but basically I decided to go forward and just go for February since we were already so much into January. I created a spot here. I was tempted to actually keep this as like a currently page. If you're familiar with what a currently page is, if you've dealt with the Happy Planner, then you're probably pretty familiar with currently page, but it is basically like just a spot where you can record what you're currently into or reading or drinking or thinking or praying for, or the list goes on. But then I also thought I might use this as a recap of February at the end of the month and just doodle, like maybe just jot down a few things as to how the month goes. So for now, I was just going to leave it blank. And then my cover page, and I put a little tab in there. And then here is my first real spread in there. A small calendar, because again, this is a TN. I do think, let's see, whoop, it is like 4 inches. So it's a 4-inch wide page. And then I wanted to go ahead and do weeklies in here, which I've already decorated. And I kind of did like a Hobonichi week style with a blank page over here, a Sunday start, of course. And I continued that. Now you'll see I did not do the headers on all of these because I'm not really sure yet. And I thought when I get there, I will know what to do or how to write it. And so I have my spaces here. I got these particular stickers, which I think are like washi stickers actually, from Typhossi. And this is a Happy Planner sticker. But this was also, this was from a kit I think I got from Amazon actually. I do have a March spread, but I'm going to hold back showing that one for now. So if you are interested in me showing this more or doing any plan with me's with bullet journaling, then just let me know in the comments so that I know that you would actually be interested in seeing those videos. But I wanted to share these particular ones, even though I have not actually started in them, because in February I will probably be dabbling in this and it should just be on my lineup. All right, everybody, that should do it for what I'm currently using and why I'm using it, or what I've taken out of my lineup since the last we spoke about it. So that's where we're at, folks. That's where we're at. I would love to have you join my following here. So if you don't mind, consider subscribing. I would love to have you follow up with me on how things go in the next month. I have quite a few ideas that I'd like to record, so I'd love for you to see those. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next one. But until then, bye.